All right, Shalom. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is We Can See How Cannibalism Will Happen. And, I've been watching a couple of videos and pretty much, you know, when you go, a couple of videos that one video Elder Manatazak did, um, and then the other video Elder Mawatazak did. I'm almost done watching his video. And, when you watch certain of these movies, like the movie, especially the movie The Road, they pretty much give you a glimpse into the future, you know, and the greatest horror that people fear, or one of them, is not being able to eat. And the scriptures speak about famines coming to America, and eventually, what's going to happen is people are going to be so desperate that they're going to, you know, resort to eating human flesh and drinking human blood. You know, when we go back to the time of the wilderness, um, there was a time when Jake wasn't eating, and they were, the Lord brought them quails, and he ended up destroying them. But Salaki, I got that confused with the time when um, King Saul had appointed a fast. I forget all the details about it, but pretty much towards the end, you know, when Jake finally got a chance to eat, they were eating meat raw and drinking the blood, something like along those lines. I can't really remember the full details, but pretty much they were eating. I'm not sure if it was doves or whatever the case it was they were eating, but it was it was raw. They didn't cook it. You know, so people are gonna start resorting to cannibalism because when they have nothing to eat and everything that you have in your home or wherever you go is not available to you, and them hunger pains start hitting, you're gonna resort to wanting to, fill yourself with something, you know, and people are gonna die, people are gonna get killed, and some people just get killed, like in the movie The Road. They would just go around hunting people and killing them and just eating their flesh. The movie Book of Eli, there was cannibalism going on in those times because it was a time of supreme desperation, and that's why they would look at people, look at their hands, to see if they were actually eating other human, flesh. They went, Denzel and the chick Solara, they went into to this old couple's home, and the old couple's home, when they sat there, they brought them tea, and then she said, she found some meat, so they made, she was making some meat sandwiches, but it was human flesh. Um, in the movie The Road, down in the cellar, in the basement, should I say, they had people down there that had arms hacked off of them. They were still walking around. Had pieces of flesh stripped off of them because they were using those people to eat. So cannibalism, you could see it coming in a big way, pursuant to the the um the way things are and the way things are going, and how this food is flying off the shelves, how the trucks are not coming in, like they normally do, how certain truckers are forced to sell their trucks because there's not enough work for them to stay occupied enough to make that money. So they had to go for the quick fix. The supply chain is breaking down, on the food. The certain plants are closing down. And if there's no work, or if there's no food or whatever the case is for these truckers to trucked back and forth to these different grocery stores from the warehouse, what do you think is going to happen? The average, usually on average, you had about 3 days worth of food in the grocery stores if everybody was to go and get stuff every day. Now you might be talking about maybe 1 day, 2 days, if that. And when you go to certain aisles, like the pasta aisle, the the sauce aisle, to make spaghettis or whatever, that those aisles are very thin. There's not very much stuff there. The meat section, certain places you go to, the meat section is very thin. You know, eggs, milk, and here it is. These farmers are told that they have to get rid of their cows, euthanize their cows. They have to kill the chickens. They have to get rid of all of the onions and vegetation they have, because you know there's no way for them to transport them from where they at back into either warehouses or supermarkets. you know and let me read this precept here, 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. And we are fast approaching those perilous times. you know there's going to be this, the Lord said there's going to be famine, and there will be famine, because the Lord said there will be famine. And we're starting to see how it's playing out, and the different scenarios and possibilities of what can actually happen to bring about this famine, to bring about cannibalism. When you read through the scriptures, there's all type of accounts on cannibalism. When you read in history, there's all different types of accounts of Edomites here in America resorting to cannibalism. Hold on 1 second. All right, hey, Shalom, brothers. Salaki, I have to go. I had brought my mom to a to an appointment. She's ready. So, the Lord's will, I can continue this a little later. Hey, Shalom, Akim. Yahweh Shem Shah Brakathum.